Hi, I'm Cheeky. I really like fashion, and I also really like video games, and also looking at all of the fun ways that the character is dressed. So here's me rating the outfits from one of my favorite series, Danganronpa. This is going to be the third and final part for now. So if you're new here and you missed the first two parts, I'll leave those linked in the description below, but you don't have to worry about watching them first. You won't be lost here. I'll try to make it as spoiler-free as possible. Okay, so without further ado, let's bring on down the next batch of contestants for the 53rd season of our favorite reality TV killing game. Wait a minute. These aren't the same outfits that I have notes on. What? Yeah, they don't. This isn't anything like what no. Yeah, can we start over and can you load a different file? But just Hi, I'm Cheeky, and I really like fashion, and I also really like video games, and looking at characters that are dressed in really fun outfits. So here's me rating the outfits from Danganronpa V3. We'll do the same as we have been by starting off with the game's protagonist, being Kaede Akamatsu.
My name is Kaede Akamatsu.
So first off, really excited to be able to play as a cute little woman protagonist, yeah? You're telling me she does what? Okay, for starters, I really like the color scheme. I'm a total sucker for some pinks and purples, I must say. At first glance, it looks like a pretty basic school uniform, with a white button-up under a sweater vest and a necktie, and the standard skirt. But it's when you look closer at the details that the stripes are actually lines of music that have a little ditty written on them. Are you kidding me? That's really clever. I really like that. It forces you to look closer at the outfit. I like that. I try to research into it if actually is a song or not. Supposedly it doesn't seem to be. However, I really think it was a missed opportunity to make it be the music notes of the final song that she plays, I just, in a dark humor kind of way, that would be just I like that her tie is a contrasting orange color. It helps it really stand out more. And I like that her socks are a different shade of purple than what her skirt is. She's got her cute little music note barrettes. Super adorable, tie in very nicely with her skirt. Pretty good outfit overall. However, the skirt is really the only thing that adds an extra oomph to this outfit for me. Otherwise, it's pretty plain. I really like the details of her skirt and her color palette. Everything else doesn't impress me. I think she deserves a D tier, especially compared to the other characters that we're going to be meeting. After Kaede wakes up out of her locker, from the locker next to her falls out Shuichi Saihara.
I'm Shuichi Saihara.
Okay. Can we address the hat first? Just is that okay? Is that okay with you? Dude, why does your hat look so ill-fitting? I can't tell if his hat is too big for him, or if he's wearing it kind of angled on his head, or if it's tilted forward or something. Is he wearing it like this? Or like this? It's really hard for me to tell. I don't know. It's not that important. My eyes immediately just drawn to it. It just kind of bothers me a lot. I can't stop looking at it. Moving on. I think his suit is honestly really pretty nice. Just like I stated with Fuyuhiko in the last video, I really love a pinstripe suit. And I also really appreciate how the embellishments on it don't look too busy with the striping. It works for me. And I think especially with the higher contrast of the gray against a stark black and the silver buttons and his white school logo, it looks great. I especially like the strapping. I don't know what are these. I don't know what these are. But I like them. I like that they're there on his shoulder, and I also like that it's only one of them. And I also really like that when you look closer at the lining between his pockets and the lining by his buttons, it's a plaid. I appreciate having dual patterns in outfits to a certain degree. And this is a great execution of it for me. I really like also how he has his pins on his collar. I think that looks interesting to have them there instead of like anywhere else on his suit. I think that placement looks pretty cool. And I know I started off dissing his hat, but it does coordinate quite well with his outfit. And it doesn't overwhelm anything with how it's designed. It's just on his head in a weird way. I like that instead of a black shoe, he's wearing like a dark grayish blue color. And I really like how he does his eyeliner. Or maybe that's meant to be his eyelashes. Either way, I like him. I think, and it looks really pretty. From a distance, again, his outfit might look pretty simplistic, but it's when you look closer at the details that elevates it nicely for me. So with the pinstriping, the contrasting gray plaid, and his neck pins, his hat just brings it down a little bit for me. So, for those reasons, C tier. Next up, we've got Tsumugi Shirogane.
My name is Tsumugi Shirogane.
You know, I too aspire to one day to be like a really, really freaking good cosplayer, okay? But I don't think I want to be anything like her. Specifically. Unfortunately, all of those cosplaying skills did not translate into fashionista skills. I've said it before though, I'll say it again. I love long flowy hair on a character. And bonus points that they kind of look like tentacles, like a little bit. Like, yeah. Between her sleeves, the like corset situation at her waist, her jacket, and her button up, I really like the dispersion of buttons. No group of buttons really looks cluttered to me. I think that's great. I think it was pulled off nicely. I love the pop of color, and life for that matter, that her bow tie brings to her outfit. I also really like that she wears rimless glasses. It gives a very clean look to this outfit that I really appreciate that, actually. Beside all that though, I don't know, it's a pretty basic uniform. I really only like the buttons about it and the bow tie. I guess the glasses too. But overall, I just kind of find it uninteresting. D tier. Sorry, Tsumugi. And next up, we've got Rantaro Amami.
My name is Rantaro Amami.
Okay, immediately, I have to admit that I love a stylish baggy fit. And I'm also a sucker for some layering. So already, I really like this outfit. Starting with his shirts. I love that he goes with a 3/4 length sleeve and that the striping of it, like on the arms, is vertical and then the torso is horizontal. I like that there's a mix of direction. I think that looks really great together. The little sun graphic on his shirt kind of like looks like a sun peeking through some blinds to me. And I think it looks so good with like how it's been embedded into the striping. It tickles my brain very nicely. I like that the undershirt that he pairs with it are like some contrasting neutral colors rather than like any other sort of complementary color or what have you. And I also like that it has slits in it. I like that his pants are like a darker grayish tan type of color and also that they're like a baggy slim fit type of situation going on. Does that even make sense? I think his shoes complement his outfit really nicely. And then all of the ways in which he's accessorized just really elevate the outfit just tons more for me. I really love all of his ear piercings. And like, if I just didn't hate going through the healing process, my ears would be full of earrings just like that. I just think that is just the coolest thing. His necklace is a nice like little statement piece. His like little pendant thing that he got on his shoulder, I think that's really cool. I like that he wears a single bangle on one wrist and like a wrapped sort of cording on the other wrist. And I like his spread of rings. I think this is a pretty solid outfit. B tier. All right, next up, we have Tenko Chabashira.
I'm Tenko Chabashira.
Starting off, I think that her sailor style uniform is super cute. I love the ruffly layers of her skirt. Her little bow tie is very cute. Just because of the scale of it, I think. I don't know, there's just something about it is extra cute. I like that she's wearing a choker necklace and that it matches her headband. However, I'm not sure really how I feel about this shade of purple with this shade of blue. Like, maybe it's because of like with addition of the green bow, all three of them together. Like, I think each of these colors, if they were just in pairs, there's just something about it to me that I don't know that I like. It just makes it look like there's something that doesn't belong. But like, what is that something? You know? Whatever, who cares? Which, speaking of her green bow, I think it's just the placement for me. Its placement just looks kind of odd to me. Like, okay, I like the idea how it kind of like looks like leaves, so it makes her head kind of give the vibes of being the head of a flower. But like, that's just it. I like the idea, not really the execution. It just looks like a weird placement for me. I'm sorry. Right in the middle of the back of her head, I don't know. I don't know. Putting that aside, she's got the sock with a thong sandal look going on, which my toes already feel uncomfortable just looking at it. Like, I understand though that this is pretty like common in Japanese culture, right? I won't say anything further about it. Just that now my toes kind of feel a little uncomfortable, just on her behalf. Because I'm such an empath, you know? I do love her long, flowy pigtail situation that she's got going on. I think it's so freaking cute. I like the whimsy look of her hair a lot. But her outfit's okay to me. I don't know, her bow kind of ruins it for me. I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. Just between the ruffles and her hair, and the bows in her hair too, I think she gets C tier. She still looks interesting to me. We'll do that. Yeah, that works. Whatever. It's my video. Who cares? Next up, we've got Himiko Yumeno.
I am Himiko Yumeno.
And here we have my spirit animal looking so heckin' stinking cute. For starters, big sucker for the color palette of her outfit. I really like how her button up on her bottommost layer isn't just like a simple white color. It's a nice sage color. One of my favorite things to do is layer with like patterned or colored button up rather than just like a neutral color, even though today I'm wearing a white one. This one's a little fancier though. Alright. It also matches the color at her cuffs, collar, and bottom of the jacket. I like that her cufflinks and her hair clip match, and that it adds like another pop of color with the sapphire. I really like the poofiness of her skirt and how it adds body to her outfit. And that its shade of red matches her shade of red hair. Her mage hat, also super adorable. And I like how on the strapping, it's a paler red versus like matching her skirt as well. And also her hair for that matter. I like how she wears tights with her outfit and her mage boots. So stinking cute. Are you kidding me? I like also that it's like 3 different shades of brown for the most part. Adds more depth to the outfit for me. I think A tier. Next up, we have Miu Iruma.
I'm the one, the only Miu Iruma.
Immediately. Her outfit is so freaking cool. Yeah, her straps and harnesses look so freaking sick. I like the extra detailing of the spikes on the harnesses on her thighs and how they strap to her knee highs. Her boots, absolutely killer. And I love the spiky detailing on them as well. She is also wearing a sailor style uniform. And it's not my favorite that the top and bottom are the exact like same color. However, pink is my favorite color though. So I do like though how her bow and collar and cuffs are white and her collar and cuffs have a blue striping. I appreciate at least that part of it. Also, speaking of her cuffs, the lace-up detail is really cool. Her gloves also really sick. I really like her choice in layered necklaces and her really cool steampunk goggles that she wears, which I think the goggles alone really help hold this outfit together completely. Makes it really work. A for awesome. All right, next up, Kibo.
But please, address me as Kibo.
Okay, so I'll admit that I'm kind of having a hard time with this one. Because, like, is it actually his outfit? Like, is he a robot wearing clothes? Or is this, like, simply just his robot body, you know? Like, it kind of does look like it's at least made to look like clothing. And I can't tell if, like, the areas where it looks like there's fabric, I can't tell if that is fabric or if that is like a rubber casing for his robot mechanical parts, you know what I mean? I'll try my best with my critique, okay? I think his collar is pretty cool. I like the computer components in it, and that's part of his outfit. It's fun and cool. I like all of the contouring and shaping on his torso and how it has some parts of it where it's asymmetrical, like on one of his shoulders. I like that his belt kind of looks like a seat belt to me. And I also like that it creates like a distinct separation between his torso and his legs. I like how his gloves are smoother too and higher up on his arms to like kind of break up all of that paneling detail and you know, to avoid making it look too busy. And I like how the paneling on his like left pec kind of mimics a little shirt pocket. I like the pop of brightness that the buttons on the front of his torso and his gloves bring to his outfit. And also that there's like a splash of color thrown in between the ones that are on his belt. Whatever you want to call out on his back, that like green strip. That looks really cool. I like that it's another pop of color, but instead from behind. His eyeliner also looks pretty cool. He's a cool looking robot, honestly. A for awesome robot. Next up, we have Kokichi Oma.
I'm Kokichi Oma.
As a high school student, apparently yes. Don't ask too many questions, okay? Starting off, I typically tend to gravitate towards outfit that I think have an interesting color palette and aren't really like monochrome, all just one color, right? However, I can still appreciate a monochrome outfit, or at least almost fully monochrome. And this is one of them. Because of the details of it, I find it interesting. I absolutely love the like Tim Burton kind of style / aesthetic that I'm getting from this outfit. I absolutely adore that the only pop of color that we get in this outfit are within his buttons, and how like the majority of them are all different colors. I like it. I like it a lot. I like how the side of his jacket is also being fastened by a bunch of like safety pins or clips or metal pieces, and seemingly a short chain on his shoulder. I like the straps at his wrist that he's got that adds a little more dimension to his jacket. I also really like the lace work on his back as well, and the secondary chain that he's got hanging off of the back. Although, you know, I imagine he probably accidentally sits on that like every once in a while, right? Especially if you're sitting on like a hard seat, like as in a classroom. It'd be pretty uncomfortable, right? I like his choice in bandana. I like the straps on his pants and that they're skinnies. In this case, I kind of wish that his loafers were white. However, this works. I do like, at least though, it's a dual color look with the purple also being thrown in to the color combo. And then it ties in his bandana a little bit more, I suppose. I think A tier. Next up, Maki roll. I mean Harukawa.
Maki Harukawa.
Another personal favorite character, but we aren't here to talk about that. As simplistic as her outfit is, I do still quite like it. Again, we have the sailor type uniform. I like the contrasting collar, and that the bow tie also adds another color into the mix, and that it's a repeating star pattern. I really like that. And the gray of it also kind of ties in with her pendant and other pin that she's got. Her choice in accessories are quite minimal, but they're a nice touch. I like that her skirt adds a second pattern into the outfit. I like her ankle boots, and that she went with a brown pair versus like a black pair. Again, I love some long flowy hair, especially scrunchies. I'm a sucker for scrunchies. Above all, I think she looks pretty cute, and I appreciate the different patterning that she has in her outfit. C tier. Next up, Ryoma Hoshi.
Ryoma Hoshi.
So when we first meet Ryoma, he's really upfront as to why he's in sort of a striped pajama situation. So there's that. Putting his criminal history aside, I think he looks pretty cool. However, I don't really say we can consider a prison jumpsuit as something that's fashionable. You know what I mean? Because like, it's not designed to be fashionable. It just intends to be an identifiable coloring or patterning. So I don't really think a prison uniform falls under the realm of fashion, right? Like, that doesn't really seem fair to try to critique it. I won't really count that against him too much, but I don't think it can be really considered, meaning I only have a few components to go off of here. Also, don't smoke, kids. It turns you into criminal. I really like his leather jacket and his cool, like, spiky hat, and also that it's got, like, tennis racket logo on it. He's wearing some pretty basic black boots. Maybe it's part of the prison uniform. Under his hat, he's got one cartilage piercing, which I think is pretty cool. Overall, I think he looks cool and interesting, especially with him being in like something other than a school uniform. But again, I don't think a prison uniform and chain qualifies as a fashionable or accessorized outfit. Even if he isn't still a prisoner and is just choosing to dress this way to either punish himself or to like as a caution to others. So I feel like I can't really give him any higher than a D, even though I do really like his jacket and hat. Next up.
My name is Korekiyo Shinguchi.
Okay, so this guy creeps me out and makes me feel almost as uncomfortable as Taro does, but just we're gonna push through. Honestly, I do really love his outfit and all of the detailing to it. He very much does look like an anthropologist. I'm a sucker for some olive coloring, and similar to Kokichi, I really like the close to monochrome outfit that we've got going on here. And I also like the ways and placements of how that all over olive has been broken up. I like the darker olive banding at his shoulders and his pockets, sleeves, and buttons. I like how his undershirt peeks out at his sleeves and bottom of his jacket to help break up the olive between his pants and jacket. So that way it's not like a continuation of the color. You know what I mean, okay? I also really like the little bit of white that breaks up between his collar and his mask. I think the mask is really cool, and I really like how it's another darker shade of olive. Add a little bit of extra depth. I like the zipper on it, and also the chain that hangs off of his hat. Which, speaking of his cap, I really like that his school logo is just fills up the entire top of it. I think it looks really cool. I also like the really cute design on the front of it, and also that the banding on it is a complementary color and how it ties in with the banding on his arm. And honestly, in this situation, I like how those are the only two pops of color to his outfit. I really enjoy the studding on his shoulders and his like pocket watch / necklace. Maybe it's a compass. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I like that he's using it as an accessory. I like the way he's wearing it, how it's got like a thick chain and a smaller chain. I really like his choice of boots and how there's the extra couple strap details to it, and how it's a darker color that breaks up the continuation of olive running down his pant leg. Again, someone with really long, nice flowing hair. Overall, I just really appreciate this outfit. I feel weird giving him an A just because of who he is, but his outfit deserves it, I think. And since I pushed through the discomfort that I felt with this character, I suppose it's only fair to resurrect from a special tier that I made in my last video and give an actual critique on the outfit of Teru Hanamura.
My name is Teru Hanamura.
It's okay, Cheeky. You can do this. He can't hurt you. He can't sexually harass you, okay? So we can see he's in pretty standard cook's uniform, right? Fine. Yeah, makes sense. Just like with the prison clothes, though, I don't think we can give a fair critique to the chef's coat, because its intention is to be practical, not stylish. In most cases, I would think, right? I just don't think there's a lot to comment on in like a fashion sense. Other than I like how his cuffs are red, but like there's really nothing else to say about it, you know? Which I do like that his cuffs, his scarf, and his apron add that pop of red color, and the banding on his teeny tiny little chef's hat, which is honestly quite adorable. I do like his pompadour hairstyle and how it's a little bit off, a little askew, you know? I think it's a little fun. And I also really like how he's got the braids on the side too. I like the star emblem detailing on his apron. I kind of get the feeling that it's meant to represent something similar to Michelin star rating because his food is just that good. Whether it's like an official rating that he has or an unofficial rating just to like kind of nod at how good of a cook that he is. I like that his school insignia is in a pale red color on top of the red of his apron rather than it just being a different color altogether. I think it looks cooler this way. I also like that his black pants add a dark contrast into the outfit. I also really like the Oxford style shoes. I'm a big fan of the dual tone Oxford. So in looking at his outfit, there are some aspects of it that I do appreciate. However, it's pretty overall uninteresting to me. D tier. Next up, we have Kaito Momota.
I'm Kaito Momota!
Can I just immediately go into gushing over how freaking cool his jacket is? Because, like, look at that lining! It's a freaking galaxy print! Are you kidding me? That's so cool! I also like how the galaxy print ties in with his slippers. I'm not sure how I feel about the fact that he's wearing slippers with his outfit. However, with his pants being cuffed the way that they are, I feel like it really makes the slippers work. And as always, I do appreciate some layering, and we've got some layering going on. I like how his button-up looks more like an off-white or a light gray, and then he's got his white tee underneath. The graphic on it is pretty cool. I do like that his coat and pants are a same shade of purple that you can see in his galaxy print. However, I wish it was broken up a little bit more, because like looking from the back of the character, just having purple just all the way up and down with nothing to break it apart. I don't know if I'm a big fan of the idea of that. Like, I know you're not really like looking much at the back of the characters really ever at all, I don't think. He always typically wears his coat open as well, so it's not like he ever buttons it up. I just wish there was a little bit more breaking up his jacket from his pants. I don't know, it's just something I thought about, okay? This outfit is a really good outfit that I think is elevated just enough for me to give it a B tier. Next up, we have Kurumi Tojo.
I am Kurumi Tojo.
Immediately, I really love all of the detailing to her outfit. as simple as her outfit may seem at first glance, since she's kind of just wearing only like a dress and an apron. But whatever, the detailing matters. I really like the gothic look that she's got going on, starting with her dress. At least I think it's a dress and not like a button-up like skirt combo. I really like the midi A-line style of it. It's a very good shape on her. I love the contrasting collar with like the trim detail. I love that her tie brings a pop of color to this outfit, and I find myself again appreciating that it's the only pop of color to this outfit. I really, really love the ruffling at the end of her sleeves. The gloves are a really nice touch also. I do like the look of the metal ring that's on them. However, I think it's a weird choice, I guess. I'm not like, why is it there? Other than for some decoration, I guess. Like, I like how it looks on the outfit, but just also, like, what is its purpose? I think her apron is really cool, especially with, like, the spiderweb design on it being a really faint color. You really have to, like, look at it. I also like how the hem of it is asymmetrical. It adds a little bit of more intrigue to the shape of the skirt for me. The lace trimming at the bottom of her dress, beautiful. I feel like lace and spiderwebs complement each other well with their like delicate and intricate designing. You know? She appears to be wearing tights and some petite black heels. I really love that she uses a white ribbon as the tie around it. I really like how it looks. And finally, her headband coordinates very well with the outfit also. And I appreciate that there's the extra bit of lace trimming on the edge of it. This outfit is really well done for me. I think she deserves A tier. Next up, Gonta Gokuhara.
Gonta's name is Gonta Gokuhara.
I didn't watch enough Tarzan or George of the Jungle as a kid to come up with a joke for a situation like this. Gonta looks like a very smart and neat gentleman in his brown uniform, and I must say, out of colors of suits that I would prefer, it would be brown. It gives me like early 1900s vintage feel. And being someone who was born in the late 1900s, I feel weird putting it that way. And then we have a beautiful lighter shade of olive for his necktie. I think it just pairs so nicely, conveniently, with his little critter box that he's got strapped to him. As a kid, I was obsessed with using mine to catch praying mantises that were outside my house.
Wow!
Where I live now, there are actually like a few that live out in the backyard, and there's part of me that just so badly wants to catch one. I just like to look at them up close for like a little bit of time, maybe not even an hour, maybe a couple hours, and then I let them back go. I don't want to keep them. I just want to look at them. I just want to watch them. But as an adult, I know that it's like, you're not supposed to disturb wildlife and stuff. Like, stupid rule. I just want to pet everything, okay? And for everything to be okay with being pet. Can we just have like a perfect harmony like that? Stupid. I think it's funny that he doesn't wear shoes, even though like he still goes into public places. And from a fashion critique, come on, man. No shoes, no service, okay? I know it's fitting for his character, but in the rules of the real world, no shoes, no service, okay? We're blessed once again with a character having long flowy hair, and I really like his thick eyeliner. He's also wearing some like rimless glasses for a really slick, clean look. He gets a D for definitely gentleman. I guess if his suit weren't brown, he would get an incomplete for not wearing shoes. But looking like this, I would still bring his coffee order to the door at least. Last but certainly not least, Atua graces us with, or maybe cursives, Angie Yonaga.
My name is Angie Yonaga.
Again, another pretty simple outfit, but with some really great detailing. I really love the choice of her long, baggy, smock-esque jacket over a bikini top and a skirt. I think the ruffles on her top are so adorable. I really like that they're the pale blue, so they almost look white, but they're not. And again, forces you to look a little closer. I also like that she's got the tied bow in the front. I really like how the ruffles on the top also kind of mimic and give the vibe of a seashell to coincide with the very pretty seashell and I think pearl necklace that she's wearing. It ties in perfectly. And I really like her belly button piercings, or at least what appear to be belly button piercings. I think that is so friggin' cool. I like how her skirt is like the reverse coloring of her top. Super cute. I also like that it's paired with with her like pale dusty pink tool belt. I also appreciate that the bow is over it this time. With Mew, her harness kind of covered her bow a little bit. I forgot to mention that. This looks a little bit more realistic, I guess. I don't know. I really like the daintiness of her bracelet and her anklet, and that they match. And finally, she wears some simple white loafers. That I think go fine with this outfit. Also, I really like her pigtails. Very cute. I think B tier. Surprise, bonus, Monokuma speed round, plus Monokuma, which Monokuma we'll start off with first. S tier, because he's freaking iconic. Monodam, cool robot teddy bear, S tier. Mono Kid, cool looking rock star with cool shoulder plates and a sick guitar, S tier. Monofani, absolutely adorable little cutie, S tier. Mononosuke, I like his zebra stripes and his smarty pants little glasses, A tier. Monotaro, a nice, long, cozy scarf, B tier. And those are all of my thoughts and ratings from this batch of characters. And if you disagree with any of them, you're wrong, but I guess you can still present your argument in the comments down below. I'm good at ignoring other people's logic. Go ahead and like this video if you'd like to see me rate more outfits from more of your favorite series, and feel free to leave all suggestions down below. Just nothing with real life actors in it or anything. I just kind of don't feel like looking at people anymore. Too many are disappointing. And finally, subscribe so that way you don't miss out on all of my correct opinions. So long, farewell.